Hey guys. Hello. Hi. OMG, I haven't been on YouTube Live in so long. How are you all doing? I'm going to tell them to come join me on live via my Instagram. Let's see. YouTube Live. Let's see if this works. Hi. Hi, guys. Hello. Okay, who we got on here? Estrella, hey. Shanika, Mona, Angela, Sonia, Nikki, Emma, Lucia, Nourish and Love, Ashley, Jennifer, Tressa, Ebony. Hey, Ebony. Hi, everybody. Hey. Oh, y'all hopping on here fast. Okay. Hi, everybody. Oh, my God. So, I was gonna do this live on Instagram. I'm sure some of y'all just got the notification on Instagram saying that I was live. If y'all follow me on Instagram, you know I go live on Instagram a lot. So if you're not following me on Instagram, you should definitely come follow me on Instagram because I'm a lot more active on my Instagram than I am over here. But something in my spirit said go live on YouTube today. So here I am. So I wanted to do this live. I titled it E-commerce must-haves because I don't know if you guys have seen lately, there's this trend on the internet with the red flags. So it's like you post something and then you say it's a red flag if someone does this, or if they basically like, what's a red flag? So a couple days ago, I saw somebody share a post that said e-commerce red flags. And I was like, wow, I should have did that, first of all. But also I was like, those are really good topics for conversation. So I'm actually going to pull that post up because I'm literally just going to go through each one of the red flags that was mentioned in this post. And then we're going to talk about each one of them because they're definitely red flags. And they're definitely things that I know that my audience and my students and my followers and everything, there's a lot of people who are making these mistakes every day, and they truly don't realize that these mistakes are impacting their revenue. So I am going to go through each one of them. I'll read them all first, and then we'll go through each one of them one by one. Hi guys. Hi. So the e-commerce red flags that were mentioned in this post included using Wix, Big Cartel, WordPress, Woocommerce, or anything else basically for your e-commerce business. No returns or no refunds. No customer service number, email, or Instagram. Comments turned off on an IG post or all IG posts. We only accept Cash App and PayPal. Shipping will take 6 to 8 weeks, and DM us to order. So these were the red flags that were mentioned in this post as it relates to e-commerce. Yes, this will be saved. So if you can't stay for the entirety, it's perfectly fine. It'll get saved on my channel. So these were the red flags that were mentioned in this post. And as crazy as it is, these are things that I see every single day that can potentially harm your business, prevent sales, not allow you to maximize the way that you could, or as quickly as you could. These are things that could really be holding you back in business and holding you back from seeing the type of growth that you could be seeing if you weren't making some of these mistakes. So I'm going to go through each one of them one by one, and I'm just going to share my own perspective about each one of them. Now, obviously, y'all can share your thoughts and opinions and everything in the chat box. I don't mind that at all. But I'm going to share my thoughts, and then we can discuss if anybody's like, oh, hey, Shopify. If anybody is like, you disagree or whatever. So the first one was using Wix, Big Cartel, WordPress, WooCommerce, or anything else for your e-commerce business. So as a Shopify user myself currently, y'all, if y'all follow me on Instagram, y'all know how many times in a week I'm like, switch to Shopify, switch to Shopify, switch to Shopify. I love Shopify. However, I did not start my business on Shopify. I started my business on WordPress. And if you are not familiar with WordPress or how e-commerce works for WordPress, basically you add like a secondary platform to your WordPress website, which is called Woocommerce. So Woocommerce is what gives you the e-commerce capability. So I've been blogging ever since like 2009. So over 10 years, I have been blogging. And my website had always been built on WordPress. So when I started my online boutique, I naturally went with WordPress because that was what I was most familiar with. It was what I was most comfortable with. I really didn't think that it mattered what platform I built my website on. Therefore, I just went with WordPress. Using WordPress for blogging and using WordPress for selling merchandise, like solely for the purpose of selling merchandise, it was a totally different experience. And I don't think I really thought that through. I thought about what it would be like. So I didn't switch to Shopify until about 9 months into my business. And I am so happy that I did. And I wish I had done it a lot sooner. So I want to say that none of these platforms are bad. Let me say that. None of these platforms are bad. Like they didn't mention Squarespace in here. None of these platforms are bad. All of them have their strengths. All of them have their capabilities that the other ones may not have. I'm not saying that any of these platforms are terrible because that would be untrue. But what I am saying is that if you want to sell something online and if you want to provide the most user-friendly experience to your customers, Shopify is where you should be. I did not know what a Shopify was when I launched my boutique. I don't think I had ever even heard the word Shopify other than like you guys telling me about it in my comments, years ago. And so one thing that I realized was that it's really important that you go with a platform that prioritizes e-commerce. So a lot of these platforms, while they do offer e-commerce capability, they do not prioritize e-commerce. Shopify is built with e-commerce businesses in mind. So every single addition that they make to that platform, every single option that they add to it, it's for the purpose of helping you make more money. Whereas these other platforms, they may make changes, but it's not necessarily always for the purpose of helping you make money. So for example, I know that a lot of like service-based businesses use Wix or Squarespace. I've also built websites on all of these different platforms as well. So I also know what it's like to build on each one of them, and that's different as well. So Shopify, everything about it is like product, places to place product, helping people to get to the point of checkout. Like it's built with those types of things in mind. Whereas other platforms may give you a lot more options and a lot more flexibility in design and things of that nature. Shopify may appear to be more limited or limiting as it pertains to customizations and design and all of those things. So a lot of times people start businesses, and if they're not building their own website, they hire somebody else to do it. And typically the designer tells them, oh, you should build it on Wix because that's the platform that the designer is most comfortable with. Or, you should build it on WordPress. That's the platform that they're most comfortable with. Whatever. I want you, regardless of if you go with Shopify or not, I want you to weigh the pros and cons of being on all of these different platforms. And I really want you to do research so that you can see what type of experience you're going to have, not only as the business owner, but also what type of experience your customers are going to have. I also want you to think about like all of the websites that you go to on a regular basis to shop. So if you shop online, thinking about all the websites that you go to, and I want you to like jot down a list of the types of functionalities and capabilities that these websites have that you would like your business to ultimately have. So a lot of times these other platforms do not give you the type of flexibility or options that Shopify does. On the opposite end, if it's a design element or some type of customization, Shopify may not give you that option, but all these other platforms may. So as it pertains to e-commerce, if you're like, my goal is just to sell stuff, like I want the most simple, straight to the point, no crazy coding or anything like that, e-commerce experience, Shopify is where you should be, period. Like I said, I chose WordPress because that was what I was most comfortable with. And if I'm being honest, I wasn't making very much money. And I can't say that that was WordPress's fault, but I also can say that when I switched to Shopify, I got access to so many different options and apps and extensions and all these other platforms that integrated seamlessly with Shopify to help the experience to be much smoother for myself and my customers. It was so much more worth it than being on another platform. So I love Shopify. Like I said, I still to this day have a WordPress website. My personal website is built on WordPress. All of these platforms are amazing, but not all of them are created equally as it pertains to being able to sell something online. So that was the first red flag that they mentioned in this post about e-commerce red flags, having a website that's built on basically anything outside of Shopify. Yeah, I love Shopify. I have Shopify. I absolutely love it. I definitely understand why people love Shopify. Yes, yes. I create websites, so I'm a bit biased. I control my website completely. I don't have to pay anyone. Yeah. Really don't understand why not Wix. Can you explain why not Wix specifically? So in general, not just Wix, but any of those platforms, they are just not created with e-commerce in mind. So they give you e-commerce capability, but they are not created with e-commerce in mind. So whereas Shopify is constantly every single day improving their platform for the purpose of helping you make more money, for the purpose of helping you sell more products, these other platforms are, yes, moving forward and being able to help you sell your products and making it a better experience and things like that. But they're always going to be behind a platform like Shopify because Shopify is created specifically for the purpose of selling products. So again, I'm not saying that the platforms are bad, but as it pertains to when Jen says the glasses, she made business, I'm blind. So y'all funny. So yeah, so the platform is not bad. The platform is not bad. I really want to reiterate that. I know a lot of people online give these other platforms, they're always like thumbs down. The platforms themselves are not bad. But if you are thinking about what type of business you are building, and what's of most importance to you, you want to put your business on a platform that is going to prioritize the type of result that you want to see. So for example, with my coaching business, if I wanted to get the most clients possible, to provide the most streamlined experience for acquiring coaching clients, I probably wouldn't go with Shopify. Shopify isn't created to help you get the most clients possible. It's not created to help you set up a calendar and all of those things. It's created to help you sell physical products. So just thinking about what it is that you want to do and want to accomplish, you want to think about what platform it makes the most sense for your business to be built on. Okay, so that was the first red flag. The second red flag is no returns and no refunds. This is a big one, y'all. And in all honesty, I also was this person in the beginning. So, when you first start a business, you haven't spent much money. You're trying to make some money. You don't want any of those risks involved. You don't want to get scammed. There's like all these things that are going through your brain. And for whatever reason, we come up with the idea to not allow returns or refunds. I also was that person. When I started my boutique, it was like no refunds, no returns, no exchanges, like point blank period. No explanation, just like no. So what was crazy is I don't think I actually got a refund policy until I switched to Shopify. And one of the things that Shopify does on the front end, it shows you depending on how your dashboard is set up, it'll show you terms that people frequently search on your website. So there was like 2 months where the top search term on my website was return or refund. And I was like, why is that the most searched term. Like, I don't get it. Why y'all concerned about a refund or return? Like, what? Buy the clothes. The clothes are good. The product descriptions are great. The pictures are great. Like, it's great. Why are y'all stressed about it? But something clicked for me, and it was like, girl, they just want to ensure that if they get something that they don't like, that they can get their money back, or at least exchange it for something else. Like, they wanted to feel a sense of protection. Basically, they want to protect their investment. At the end of the day, they're spending money. You're a complete stranger. They don't know whether or not they can trust you. They need to know what your policy says as it pertains to, if I spend my money and I don't like it, what is the result of that? So I switched my return policy and I started to accept returns. So now my customers can submit a return request within 7 days of them receiving their merchandise, and they can ship it back. They have to pay for the return shipping. I think that's another thing we don't always think about. We're like, how do I even handle returns? Like, who pays for the return shipping? How do I issue the money back? All of those things. So I allow them to return within 7 days of receiving. Once I receive it, I send them a virtual store credit that they can use towards a future purchase. So I'm not losing any money. They pay for the return shipping. All is good. I ain't tripping. I was not trying to offer these people a refund or a return. And to me in the beginning, that made sense. But as a consumer, I'm like, that don't make sense, because I know that if I buy something from you, me personally, if I buy something online, it's because I trust the entity that I'm buying it from. But there's a lot of people who are like, I'm gonna buy it, but they're returners. I don't return nothing that I buy. I just take it as a loss, if I'm being honest. But there are people out there who are like, I'm gonna return. So having a return policy can enhance the likelihood of someone shopping with you. You have to remember that a lot of these people have no idea whether or not they can trust you. These are people who have been scammed in the past, and they just see something cute that they love and that they want, and they are hoping that it's going to be real, and they're hoping that they're going to get something that they love. But if they don't, they want to know what can they get out of that? What can they get back? So I started offering returns, and that turned things around for me. I kid y'all not. My sales picked up drastically the month that I started offering returns. If I'm not mistaken, I added it somewhere, at the top of my website, 7-day return policy or something like that. And just being able to see that they could return something was like, okay, we'll test it out. Now, think about this also. A lot of times when we first start out, we're just overly concerned about this return. And it's like, why are you so concerned about it? If your product is of quality, if you know that you've done a great job of marketing it, they shouldn't have any reason to want to return it. So yeah, offer them a return policy, but know that I did my job. I did it well. I got the best products. The pricing was great. The quality was great. Nobody's going to want to return it. So just think about that as you're considering whether or not you're going to have a return policy or not. Hey, husband. Thank you.
I gave Johnny your box on that.
Okay.
So take onions out of there.
Okay.
They're big,
okay. Okay. Thank you. So yeah, your product should be of quality. Y'all shouldn't have to be tripping about whether or not they're gonna return it. Makes no sense. If you concerned, I think you should go back to the drawing board and think about the quality of what you're offering. Period. So that was the second red flag. Telling people that they can't get a refund, they can't get a return. Like, let me tell you what's even crazier before we go into the second one or the third one. I've also heard people say, a customer contacted me and said, y'all funny. They're like, a customer contacted me and said that they just took the item out the package. It's 1-2 days outside of my return policy, and they said that it's a hole in the pocket. What should I do about it? If you ship them an item and the item is damaged, whose responsibility is that? Why would the customer ever be at fault for an item that you shipped to them damaged? Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. So just think about these things. Like, what what makes sense to you as a consumer? I always say it's important for you to be able to step in and out of your business owner shoes. When I'm in my business owner shoes, this is what I'm thinking about. When I'm in my consumer shoes, this is what I'm thinking about. So always think about what you would want to be the case. How would you like it to be handled if you were the customer contacting the business? If you put yourself in that person's shoes, what would you like to be the result of the situation? So I kid you not, every customer issue that I have ever had, I could probably count two maybe that I have not fixed. If it's an issue on my part, if it's an easy fix, girl, I'm gonna fix this issue. I'm gonna fix this issue. And then think about also like what it is that you're having to fix and how much it could potentially hurt your brand by you not fixing the issue. So I always tell people, you don't know who's on the other end of that screen. You have no idea. You don't know who they know. You don't know how many people they know. You don't know what kind of connections they have. All it takes is for that one terrible experience to happen. And now you got this person making this comment about you online, and now this posting went viral, and you got 10,000 people that know about an issue that person had with your business, and now you done missed out on the opportunity to serve 10,000 people. So I always think about that. Whatever the issue is it fixable? If it's fixable, fix it. Lastly, my last point here is that a lot of times what women's clothing brands or women's boutiques, a lot of the merchandise that we sell is cheap. Let's just be honest with ourselves. Especially depending on what manufacturers and vendors you're shopping with. A lot of the stuff is cheap. Let's say you bought something, it was $10 per item, and you sold it to the customer for $50. Let's say, I don't know, I'm just choosing random numbers. You're going to let an item that you paid $10 for mess up your business at the end of the day? Girl, if you don't get her this money back, you only paid $10 for it. You paid $10 for it. She paid $50 for it. Think about that at the end of the day. You paid $10. She paid $50. Who's going to be more hurt in this situation? Think about it. Okay, that's the last thing I'm going to say about these refunds and these returns. I keep picking up the wrong phone. The notes are in the other phone. Okay, so that one's no returns, no refunds. That was the thing. Y'all need to think it through. Think it through. The next point that they put for red flags was no customer service number, email, or Instagram. Listen, okay, wait. I'm going to put this one in with the next one, which is comments turned off on IG posts. So it really bothers me when I go onto an Instagram page and in the bio, let me tell you, your bio, the space is very limited as far as like how much information you can put in the bio. Let's say it's 140 characters. I don't know. You're going to use a part of that 140 characters to say, no DMs. Don't send us a DM. I'm sorry, what? So you're going to tell me, before I even scroll down, you're going to tell me that I can't ask you a question in your DMs? I can't ask you a question in your DMs. I don't know about y'all, but I don't shop with any brands, any of them, especially big ones. Let's think about the most well-known, the big brands. Their bios don't say no DMs. Girl, what? You turning people off before they even make it beyond your what's it called? Your link in your bio. You turning people off already. Like, if I have a question about a product that I see on your page, I can't send you a DM to ask you a question about it. Make it make sense. That makes no sense. If you right now have no DMs in your bio, please go erase that. Please. That makes no sense. Y'all are literally turning people away before they even get to come through the door. It makes no sense at all. Like, additionally, social media starts with the word social. Therefore, we should be being social with our audience, whether that be in the comments or whether that be in the DMs. People need to be able to talk to you. People need to be able to ask you a question in the way that they feel most comfortable, not in the way that you feel most comfortable. It's not about you. You didn't start the business to serve yourself. You started the business to serve people. Serve. It's service. Yes, you're selling a product, but you're serving people. You need to make sure that you can serve them however they see fit. Okay? However they see fit. It makes no sense for you to be telling people that they can't DM you. No sense. Now, let's go to the point. Comments turned off on the IG post. That makes no sense either. And some of y'all be no DMs in the bio and you can't even leave a comment. Well, dang, I love your product. I love these images. I just had a simple question to help me to decide whether or not I want to purchase from you. But because I can't find an easy, convenient way to ask my question, child, you done lost this sale. I'm gone. I'm going to go look elsewhere to see if I can find the product somewhere else where I can ask the question. Not to mention that y'all product pictures don't even be doing the product justice, because you could just answer some questions through the products, through the product images. So for example, you got a cute dress on, but the picture only shows it from the front. Well, child, they want to know if it was a zipper in the back. You ain't even got no picture of the zipper in the back. Go to the website, no picture of the zipper in the back. But they ain't got no way to ask you, does this have a zipper? Is there a zipper on the side? Is there a zipper on the back? Is this stretchy? I just want to know how easy or hard it's going to be to get into it. Should I get a bigger size? Is it true to size? Does it run small? Not everybody wants to go to your website and read your product description. Some people just want to think about it this way. Instagram has given us all these different functionalities for us to make shopping for our customers a lot more simple. And we can add the little shopping tag to the photo. We can tag the product in the caption. They made it so easy for us to seal the deal. But if you got your comments off, you got the DMs turned off, and people had a question about the product, again, you're missing out on the sale. You could have made that sale so quick and so easy if somebody was able to just comment right underneath and say, hey, I love this product. I was just wondering if blah, 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 blah. Now all they had to do was click the little shopping bag icon in the picture and go straight to the cart. They didn't even have to go to the product page and read the product description and all that. They just got their immediate answer and were on their way. So even sometimes we are sending people on this like wild goose chase when we could have just answered all the questions up front, and they went straight to the wherever it was they needed to go to seal this deal and get this sale. So this whole no DMs mess needs to go away. Take it away. Take it away. Stop turning the comments off, period. A lot of times I've seen people turn their comments off when, they've done something wrong. There's some customer that is commenting saying that they were unhappy with their order or whatever the case may be. You're a business owner. Hold yourself accountable. If you messed up, you messed up. Take care of it. Do what you need to do to fix the situation. You wouldn't have been in this mess anyway if you had fixed the situation instead of leaving the customer on stuck. Don't leave these people on stuck. They won't have no reason to be hooting, hollering in your comments if you fix their situation. Or even before that, if you just made sure that everything was smooth and of quality to begin with. Period. So stop turning the comments off. Take this whole no DMs mess out. This also mentioned no customer service number, email, or Instagram. So email, you should have an email. Because not everybody's going to want to comment. Let's also say that. Not everybody's going to want to comment. Not everybody is going to want to DM you. Some people are more professional and want to send you an email. You need to make it convenient for people to be able to email you. If we're talking Instagram or Facebook, they make it very easy. There's a little contact us button that you can add to your profile where people can easily contact you. And then phone number, you can get a phone number if you would like. One of my good friends, Bianca, If you guys follow me on Instagram, you know who Bianca is. Bianca has been running her e-commerce, her hair business for over 10 years now. And she always tells me that one of the things that really helped her out in the beginning was having a customer service number. And someone literally is available to answer the phone and answer these people's questions. So depending on the type of demand that you have and, how much momentum your business has, a customer service number might also be extremely helpful as well. So just think about these things. Am I making it easy for these people to get in contact with me? Am I making it easy for people to get their their questions answered? Or am I making it real difficult? We literally can be holding up a whole lot of sales because we don't want people to communicate with us. Y'all sound crazy. Y'all sound so crazy. You need to allow people to easily get in contact with you if they have questions and concerns. Those are the people that don't answer customer complaints, etc., and be scared to be blasted. Yep, absolutely, I agree. Yep. Okay, so this one, the next one says we only accept Cash App and PayPal. Now, hear me out. So I know in the beginning of your business, you out here hustling, you just trying to make your money. Cool, fantastic. Get it how you live. Get it however you see fit. At some point, you're going to need to offer other payment options because not everybody's going to want to Cash App you. Not everybody has a PayPal account. I'm going to need you to get a website, and preferably a website that's going to allow you to add Afterpay and Sezzle and QuadPay and Klarna and Affirm and all those other things. You need something that's going to allow all those buy now, pay later options. Yes, Cash App is convenient. Yes, PayPal. People love PayPal because of, they don't have to enter their card information on your website because their card information is already in PayPal. But a website where they can use these buy now, pay later options is key, especially if you're selling higher priced items. And also, if you are not 100% sure of who your audience is, if they're a little bit iffy about your products or whatever, and they're iffy about the price, having those buy now, pay later options gives you a leg up and makes it a little bit easier for them to decide whether or not they want to buy the thing or not. If they can divide that payment into 4, they're a lot more likely to go ahead and pull the trigger. With a platform like Cash App, ain't no buy now, pay later. What receipt do you have exactly that proves that whatever they bought was the thing that they bought and that the amount of money that was exchanged was right? And there's so many things to consider. No inventory management whatsoever, other than probably you writing something down, or you got a little Excel sheet or something. It's so much hassle. Get a website platform, preferably one that manages your inventory extremely well, so you don't have to manually do all these things. I ain't got time to be manually typing in your price and the item that you buying and all of that. Here's the link to my website. Shopify makes it back to Shopify. Shopify makes it very, very easy for you to send a link to someone for the product. So from my phone, for example, y'all ain't gonna be able to see this, but from my phone, I can select a product, and then if you guys see this button right here in the top, if I click this button, it allows me to share a product page or share a checkout link. So I can literally send them straight to the checkout for a specific product. You ain't got to Cash App me. Here's the link. Go for it. Finish the transaction. Or you want to read the product description? Here's the product page. Read it. If you love it, click checkout. That's it. Get a website. It's super duper easy. They're going to start taxing Cash App money. Anything over $600 in a year, you have to pay tax if it's used. Yep, I saw that. Tina post the IRS is about to crack down on businesses using Cash App to hide funds. Yep, it's true. It's true. So these are things that you definitely want to think about. And also, going back to the point of this whole live, this could be holding up you making money too, because again, not everybody wants to Cash App you. I don't want to Cash App you. I really don't. I don't want there to ever be, okay, prime example. while I was in LA about 2 weeks ago, me and my friends, we went to the club. We left the club really late at night. There were some kids outside selling some candy. I promise you. I bought some candy from one of the kids that was selling candy, and I paid for it on Cash App. I get home, and 2 days later, this kid is trying to request money from me. Why are you trying to request money from me? I don't have time for this. I don't need that energy. I don't need that. Send me the link. Okay? Send me the link. We'll complete this transaction. I'll get a receipt. You have record of what was sold. Your inventory stays up to date and properly counted. Get a website, people. Please get a website. I beg of you. Okay, the next one that was listed here is shipping takes 6 to 8 weeks. Now, granted, I know that there's a lot of drop shipping businesses out there. So you might be thinking that this one's one that you maybe can't get around potentially. However, if you let's just start domestically. If you sell anything domestically, it shouldn't take that long for the merchandise to get shipped. That just don't make sense. It should not take that long at all. At all. If you do drop ship, there are domestic businesses or manufacturers that can drop ship your merchandise here in the United States. You can also have all of your merchandise at like a fulfillment center, kind of like think Amazon, but not literal Amazon. You can have all your products being fulfilled from a fulfillment center where you have more control over how quickly your merchandise is shipped and how quickly a customer can receive. Dropship is not it for me. Yeah, same. So the 6 to 8 weeks, that's a long time. I think it's really important to just consider that we live in a culture or in a world where people love instant gratification. Anything that is that we can get in 2 days is like the best thing ever to us. So if you have a drop shipping business, if you have the type of business where it's going to take a longer period of time for someone to receive something, I think it's just really important that you make that like very, 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 very up close in their face, no mistaken. You can't mistake it. You know for a fact that it's going to take 6 to 8 weeks. I've heard a lot of horror stories of people who, got and purchased an item that was going to be custom made. And obviously, if it's custom, it's going to take a little bit longer, but they didn't have that shipping information, front and center. And therefore, this person was expecting an item, a lot quicker than it actually did come. So, making sure that you have those shipping policies and things like that up close and personal. Not that ain't the word. Up front and center could be really helpful. And don't make people have to go looking for it either. So just like with my refund policy that didn't exist back then, that was preventing people from purchasing from me. You also want to make sure you have a shipping policy that is very clear and straight to the point. One thing that I see a lot of times is having your shipping information on your return page or your return information on your shipping page. If you're going to do that, make sure that the option in the menu says shipping and returns and not just returns and the shipping information just so happens to be on there, or just shipping and the return information just so happens to be on there. Either separate them all together or make sure that the menu option says shipping and return so that it's clear and nobody can be mistaken. I also put a link in my, typically it's in people's footer menu. I also have it listed in my main menu at the top of my website, and I have it listed as customer service. So anything customer service related, they can see listed in the main menu of my website. So 6 to 8 weeks, that's a long time. Just keep that in mind. Making sure that we can get things shipped to people as quickly as possible. I put mine on a product page. Yes, that's smart too. Product page for sure. Quality control and branding, is best to have your inventory on hand. Yep, I agree. DM us to order. So this kind of goes back to Cash App. I don't got time. Yeah, there's some people who want to DM you to ask questions and things like that, but there's also going to be people who are like, I'm not DMing you to order nothing. I don't want to have any exchange of personal information via these DMs. There's going to be people who are like, I don't want you to send me an invoice. Granted, there's a lot of people who just don't understand how e-commerce works. They don't understand like what type of information we do and don't have access to based on what they exchange with us. But you have to just consider that most people, especially if they don't are not in our industry, they are apprehensive about the information that they are putting online. So making people send you a DM to order might not be a positive thing, because people might be like, I don't want to give you my name and my phone number and my email address in your DMs. They might think that, putting it in at checkout is some secret or something, like we never see it or something. You never know. So telling people to DM you to order is probably not the best way to go about anything. This goes back to the point where we said get you a website so you can send these people the link. Period. If they're going to DM you, which I hope they don't, but if they're going to DM you, it needs to be like a link to the product page directly or a link to the checkout page directly, and things like that, and not, I'm going to collect your information here and then I'll send you an invoice. People don't want to exchange their information. Y'all are strangers. Remember that. Two people that don't know each other. I'm not giving my information to you, sis. I'm just not doing it. It's not happening. It's not. I'm not doing it. Keep that in mind. What if USPS loses their package, marked delivered, etc.? You need to file a claim. That's period. File a claim. That's it. That's the only thing you can do in this situation. And unfortunately, sometimes USPS is not going to honor that claim. They give you the option to appeal the claim, I believe, an additional 2 times. You can appeal it up to 3 times. And then at the end of that, if you do not get your money back, or if you do not get the product, or if they don't get it delivered or whatever, you got to decide what you're going to do about it. Are you going to refund it, or are you going to send them another item out? What are you going to do? So I'll tell you what I would do. If, let's say it's an item that I still have in stock, again, let's go back to the point that, let's say this item cost me $10. Well, child, I'm gonna ship you another $10 item. Now, this time I might send it and require you to sign to say that you received it, because we ain't gonna have no issues again where you telling me you ain't received it. That ain't happening. You need to sign for it this time. But if the item is not in stock anymore, again, remember, um, you have to use, business owner's discretion. What am I going to do about it? And weigh the possibilities. This customer might be extremely upset. They might write you some, not so nice messages. They might leave you some not so nice reviews and things of that nature. But this is one of those cases where this wasn't your fault. You did not deliver it. This was the post office. So earlier we were talking about like owning up to your mistakes. Like if it was your mistake, own up to it. You can defend yourself. Like I've had very few, but I've had a couple of instances where customers were accusing us of delivering or marking their item as delivered, and obviously we didn't hand deliver it. It was the United States Postal Service. So when they leave a review and they're like, I'm never going to shop with this business again because my product never came and blah 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 blah, as a business owner, I can respond and say, hey, Karen, I'm so sorry that happened to you. We did our absolute best to file multiple claims on your behalf to hopefully retrieve your merchandise. Unfortunately, when an item is placed in the possession of the United States Postal Service, it is literally outside of our hands. So we've unfortunately done everything that we can do. We are so sorry that we were not able to serve you this time. However, we wish you the best, and we hope that at some point you change your mind and decide to shop with us again. Period. That's it. Guess what? Somebody is going to be so proud of the fact that you stood up for yourself, that you owned up to what your part in the situation was, and they're going to shop with you. What's not going to look good is you deleting all of their messages, you going back and forth and bickering with the customer and telling her like, da 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 da. Girl, you're a business owner. You better handle the situation like a professional. Sis, I did what I said I was going to do. I did my part. I filed the claim. I did what I needed to do. The post office effed up in this situation. Our apologies. Unfortunately, there is nothing more that I can do. I responded, I'm professional, and I can move on about my day. I leave every single review up on my website. I have like over 200 of them. Out of the 200, there's probably like 4 that somebody, left a negative review. And it's usually something small. There was a small hole in my pocket, or I sent an email 2 days ago and I haven't got a response. Like simple stuff like that. Girl, hi Brittany, I am so sorry about that. We're sending you an email right now and we'll get this taken care of for you. Period. That's it. Communicate. That's it. A lot of business owners lack communication skills. As a business owner, it's your job to be a problem solver. You need to solve problems. If there's a problem, you need to figure out how you're going to solve it. There should be no problem that goes untaken care of. This week alone, I have had, I want to say, 3 orders that have, disappeared. It got marked delivered. Nobody knows where the package is. I did what I need to do, filed a claim. Now what do? I wait to see what the United States Postal Service says about the package. Do they find it or do they not? That's it. We got to see how it plays out. And at the end of the day, I know that I'm going to own my part in the situation and do whatever I feel is right for my business to keep that thing running smooth. That's it. Do you check orders weekly to double check delivery status? I don't. No, I get way too many orders to be sitting down to check all the delivery status. On Shopify, it gives you at the top of your Shopify dashboard, it gives you an overview of how many orders have been fulfilled. Let me see what it says because I have no idea. So at the top of Shopify up here now, it gives you this dashboard. It tells you how many orders you've gotten, how many items were ordered, how many items were returned, how many orders were fulfilled, how many were delivered, and how much time it took you to fulfill that order. Another reason why Shopify is beneficial. Again, every functionality that they add to this thing is for the purpose of helping your life run smoother as a product-based business. Period. I ain't gotta go click to see if the number of orders that I shipped has gotten delivered. Right here on Shopify, it tells me exactly how many orders have been delivered today. I can even look for the last 30 days. How many orders have been fulfilled? How many orders have been delivered? 633 have been delivered. 633 have been delivered. 642 have been fulfilled. So there are 9 orders that have not been delivered out of the 642 that have been fulfilled in the last 30 days. It's literally right here. I ain't got to go back and click through all of them things. That's going to take a long, long time. A long, long time. So listen, a lot of times people ask me, why am I not making sales and how do I make more sales? And obviously that's a whole nother topic of discussion because there's usually a lot of other things that are missing outside of these things. These are just small things that are messing us up from the beginning. Oh, I just started and I want to save money and I want to save time. So therefore, I'm not going to do any refunds. I don't want to DM people like they need to follow my processes and procedures and blah, blah, blah. And then send me an email and da, da, da. You just started yesterday. You need to make it as easy as possible for people to get in contact with you, for people to get their questions answered. You need to be readily available to do whatever it takes to make your business succeed. And I don't know why people think that when they start their business, it's just supposed to magically take off because you got a website, you got an Instagram. That's not how it happens at all. There's this beautiful thing called marketing. So outside of you making sure that people can communicate with you and that people can answer questions and you having content and all of that stuff, marketing is a whole a leg of business. Like that's a whole nother something that you need to figure out outside of you just having products and having good pricing and having pretty pictures. You need to master marketing. And a lot of times as new business owners, marketing, we can't even define what marketing is. Let's just start there. Most of us ain't went to school for marketing, not us, because I went to school for communications and I took marketing courses and things of that nature. However, most people, y'all don't have no experience in marketing. So why would you ever expect for your business to just take off? in the beginning without having any experience or knowledge of what it takes to effectively market your products. Give it time. It takes time. Anything great takes time to get great. Yes, it looks good. Yes, the prices are great. Yes, the product pictures are lovely. That does not mean that you are marketing. That does not mean that your marketing is effective. Marketing requires you to know who you're talking to. You need to know that the product that you're offering is right for the people that you're putting it in front of. You need to know that the pricing that you've selected is right for the audience that you're putting this merchandise in front of. You need to know that the messaging that you're writing in your captions, your product descriptions is in alignment with the customers that you're talking to. It all needs to come together. There's a lot of moving pieces that often aren't cohesive when you first start out. All of these things are like individual, and you're doing them all separately at different times and not really thinking about how they need to come together and how they need to form like basically I'd like to think about all the different parts of my business as employees. So in order for my business to run smoothly, all these employees need to work together. So Shopify needs to communicate with Clavio. What's going on today, Clavio? What's going on today, Shopify? This is what's happening. This is what's happening over here. This is what's happening over there. Okay, what do you need from me, Clavio? This is what I need. Okay, Shopify, what do you need from me? This is what I need from you. Instagram, how's it going? Well, we sent this much traffic. This is the content that's performing well. This content is getting people to click, but this content is getting people to comment. This content is getting people to share. Okay, Shopify, what information can I provide to you to help your life be a lot easier or to help them sales come through? Well, okay, we know what content is getting people to click. Fantastic. Let me start adding those product tapping, what's it called? The little icon for shopping onto the images. So now I can see in my insights what content people are clicking the shop button for. Okay, those pieces of content are those products people are interested in buying. And I know that they're interested in buying them because they're clicking the buy button or the product button. They're not commenting or they're not sharing it. They're literally clicking the buy button or the product button. That lets me know that there's some level of purchase intent here. So a lot of times we just be all out here willy-nilly. Oh, my content looks pretty. Oh, I wrote a caption and it said buy this and buy that, and it's $24.99 today, and everything's 50% off today. And we're wondering why people aren't buying it. You don't even understand your business yet. You don't understand your business enough for you to be able to say that this should, in fact, drive sales for my business. Give it time. It takes time. Everything in life that is good takes time. Give it time. Okay, people? Please give it time. I literally every single week have people in my messages like, I launched 5 days ago and I haven't gotten any sales. Should I be worried? No, you shouldn't be worried. The only thing that I would consider is that you probably didn't do enough marketing on the front end prior to your launch for you to be able to make sales after the launch. So let's just take a breather and figure out what elements of my business I need to be focusing on to help me not just get people to purchase, but like, what do I need to do to get people interested? What do I need to do to get people to communicate back and forth with me on social media? Because again, it's called social media. You're supposed to be social on it. I don't know if they shooting outside or if it's fireworks. But anyway, what can I do to get people to be social with me online? Y'all be trying to get people to buy from y'all, and y'all are literally complete strangers to one another. Again, people know you just started yesterday. There's likely just one person on the opposite end of this screen, and they want to know, can I trust that person? Yeah, your products look good. Yeah, your pricing is great. Your website is cute. I don't know you. I don't know you. I don't know if you stole these pictures. I don't know if your product is actually as good as it appears, because all I see is pretty pictures. I ain't seen no video. There's no testimonials. I don't want to be the first customer and it turns out to be a complete wash. I wanted to I want to know that this is worth my time and my money. So we be wanting, complete strangers to give us money, and that ain't how life works. I ain't on the street just giving my money out to complete strangers just because they asking for it. I mean, think about the number of homeless people that you see on the street every day asking for money. You don't give each one of them $1 just because they ask for it. Not to say that they got to work for it, but you get what I'm saying. Like, we ain't just out here giving our money out to strangers. It's just not happening. It's just not happening. A lot of people have been scammed way too many times to be just out here giving their money to other people. They need to know that they can trust your business. I don't know if y'all have ever heard in marketing, they talk about the like, no, trust factor. So when you are out here trying to sell products, you need to ask yourself, do these people even like it? First of all, yeah, I gained some followers during my little pre-launch or whatever. Now I'm putting all these products out here. Do they even like it? Y'all, some of y'all don't even take the time to ask, do you like it? In your stories, you can say, which one is your favorite? You can do a little side by side, a little poll. Let's say you got a blue one and a red one. Put blue on one side, red on the other one. If you go and look at the poll at the end of the day and you see that 98% of all of the responses said red, well, god dang it, they don't like the blue. Y'all out here selling something to this audience and they literally don't like it. Half the time you don't even know if they like it. You have no idea because you selected the products with you in mind, based on your style, based on what you would buy, based on how you would dress. And now you out here mad at these people because they ain't buying your products. You didn't even know if they would like it in the first place. You had no idea. You can't be mad at them for not liking it. You made a bad decision. That comes with business. Not everything is going to work out the way that you plan. Not everything is going to work out at all. In business, you take L's sometimes. Sometimes something does not work. I have a multitude of merchandise in a corner in my office, packed up inside of bins that I've had, since earlier this year, late last year. It's just sitting there because I learned that my audience didn't like it. It don't make sense for me to try to press the issue. Y'all don't like it. Okay. Guess what? I can give that merchandise away as like free gifts with purchase. I could go donate it to a homeless shelter. I could give it to a homeless person on the street. I could give it to a women's shelter and feel good that I did a good deed today. I'm not about to stress myself trying to make my audience like something that they don't like. And I know that they don't like it because one, they ain't bought it. Two, I literally asked, do you like this or do you like that? If this ain't got no likes, well, child, they don't like it. They don't like it. So a lot of times we haven't even done our due diligence and we expecting these positive results and it's not making any sense. Additionally, one thing that I see a lot is we're expecting people to take all these actions after we take one. We're like, I posted 3 times today. Posted 3 times today, and nobody signed up for my email list. Nobody purchased. Nobody commented. Nobody shared. Nobody saved. No, they didn't do nothing today. Every piece of content that you produce should have an objective in mind. Even if that objective is to sell, you just need to be clear about what your one objective was. Now, granted, you could get a bunch of results from that piece of content, but you as the business owner need to have one objective. What would you like to occur as a result of you putting this merchandise out here? Do you want them to comment? Do you want them to share it? Do you want them to click the link in your bio? Do you want them to actually purchase the product in the image? Do you want them to save it? What do you want them to do? So that at the end of the day, you can say, that worked or that did not work. I got the result that I wanted or I did not get the result that I wanted. Even if you don't get the result that you wanted, you just need to know what result did you get? And then guess what? Get you a notebook out and make a note. When I posted about this thing and when I said these words, this is what happened. I got this many clicks to my website, or I got this many comments, I got this many shares, whatever the case may be. We be wanting people to like, comment, share, save, sign up for our email list, purchase it, tell their friends, and come back in the same day and purchase a second thing because we just dropped new arrivals 3 hours later. Child, what? No, make it make sense. You can't be out here taking one action and expecting your audience to take 9. In what world does that make sense? It does not. So this is why every single piece of content needs to have its own objective. What would you like one person to do as a result of you taking one action? What one action would you like them to take as a result of you taking one action? They take one, you take one. Again, they might take multiple, but you need to have one in mind that you would like them to take. Y'all following me? I hope so. Y'all following? Y'all following? Okay, I think y'all following. So yeah, sometimes we just be making it way too hard on ourselves because we have very unrealistic expectations. Um, people always ask me, like I said, people are like, I launched 5 days ago and I haven't made a sale, or I haven't made my money back, or people say the craziest things to me, and I'm like, why did you expect that to be the case? A lot of times we have nothing to base those expectations on. It's like, what did you base this on? What made you think that you were worthy of that result? Oftentimes there's no answer. When you take the time to create a plan of action, along with that plan, you want to set intentional goals that make sense. So, for example, let's say, I want to make $1,000 when I launch, or when I launch this next collection, I want to make $1,000. Now, am I telling myself I want to make $1,000 on that very day? Or am I telling myself I want to make $1,000 in that week? Or am I saying I want to make $1,000 from that collection as a whole? What exactly am I saying? A lot of times we're not even being specific with ourselves about what we would like to accomplish. We just know, oh, I want to make money. I want to make my money back. I want to do X, Y, and Z. Like, why? What's the purpose? Like, what are you basing this off of? Probably nothing. So whether you are launching your business as a whole or launching, let's say, a new product or new collection, clarify with yourself, one, what do you want to accomplish specifically? In what frame of time would you like to accomplish it? And then what are going to be your plans of action to potentially allow that thing to happen? But do so with the knowledge that it's possible that you don't get that result because you're new. You don't know. You don't know what the result of something's going to be until you try. What somebody else tells you to do might not work for you. What I say works for me every day may not work for you at all. The way that I take my product images may not work for you at all. The way that I write my captions may not work for you at all. You have to test out a multitude of things and literally make note of what happened so that you can create your own system for selling, so that you can create your own framework for what it looks like for you to make money in your business. Not everybody's process is going to look the same, but when you're new, you have to leave yourself the room to figure it out. I always tell people that my first year of business was literally a test. I didn't walk into it with, this expectation that I deserve or should make $100,000, or that I deserved or should be able to make a specific amount of money. I had nothing to base that off of because I hadn't done it before. I had no idea what was going to happen. It was literally all a test. So I went into it with a completely open mind and a very open and positive attitude about it. Yeah, I got mad, when things didn't go as planned, or when I didn't make money and I would go days, sometimes weeks without make money. Like, yeah, that doesn't feel good. But I also clarified with myself from the beginning that this is a test. Girl, we figuring it out. Make the notes you need to make, implement what you need to implement, take whatever you've written down, use whatever you can to your advantage to keep getting results, to keep getting better, whatever. That first year, child, I tell everybody, I have no idea how much money I made. Literally could not tell you. I don't know because I wasn't worried about it. Yeah, I had some proud moments. It was like, wow, I had $1,000 day. Like, this is cool. That didn't come until well into the business. That first year, girl, I don't know. I was buying different merchandise, testing different pricing, testing different content, different locations. I tested out so many things and I made note of all of it so that in year 2, I could say, okay, this is the plan. I had a very, very intentional plan. This is the merchandise. This is what the pricing is going to look like. This is what the content is going to look like. This is what my website's going to look like. This is what the messaging is going to sound like. These are the words we use. I had it so freaking mapped out. And guess what? In the second year, I made over $200,000. And I remember that number because it was worth remembering. And in the second year, I was very, very focused on revenue. That first year, I wasn't about to stress myself about this money. Child, yeah, I needed to make it obviously because I didn't have a job. My job let me go. But I I didn't go into it with this unrealistic expectation that I deserved to make $100,000 or $500,000 or anything like that. It was like, girl, do your best to make the money that you need to make to keep the business going and to pay these bills at this house. As for the rest of the revenue and whatnot, we not about to trip. I'm not tripping at all. We just figuring it out because in year 2, we're gonna make some things happen. And we made things happen. And then in year 3, which is right now, my 3-year anniversary will be November 8th. This year, so much better than last year. It took me half the time this year to make what it took me the whole year to make last year. Girl, it's going swell. It's going swell though, because I was intentional about figuring it out without having this unrealistic expectation of what I should be getting in return for my work. I was very intentional about testing, taking risks, making note of the actions that I took so that I could create a plan that actually made sense. And, just being positive about the situation. Like a lot of times people quit before it really ever gets started, which makes no sense. You didn't even give yourself enough time for you to even gain momentum, or you didn't even create enough of a plan before the launch for you to be able to even have an expectation of greatness after the launch. You have to be intentional about the actions that you take. You have to be intentional about setting goals that are realistic, not goals based on what you see other people doing, what you see other people accomplishing. Yeah, you see what so and so's boutique is doing, what so and so's business is doing. You see it, but don't use their business as a basis of what your goals will be. Don't use their business as a basis of how you're going to run yours. Look over there, be inspired or whatever, feel whatever you need to feel, but come back over to your lane, your business, your house, and figure it out for yourself. Don't be all up in everybody else's Kool-Aid when you don't even know what the flavor is. Literally, you have no idea. A lot of times people tell me, word for word, people will say, I sell the same thing that you sell. My pricing looks just like yours does. I try to take my pictures similarly. I mean, I see it all the time. People literally will tell me, like, I've listened to all your YouTube videos. I've implemented a lot of the things that you're doing in your business, and I'm not seeing success. And I'm like, because it's my business. I've crafted a plan of action for my business with my goals in mind, with my target audience in mind, with my vision in mind. You being over there trying to bring your business to life with my ideas and my vision makes no sense because you don't know the framework upon which my business was built. You have no idea. You're basing it off of what you can see, not what's in here. Not what's in here. You have no idea. That makes no sense. So again, be inspired by what you see, but don't ever feel the need to copy what you visually see because you don't know the strategy that they put into making that work. You don't know the framework that was built before they, implemented the thing and before they built the business and launched whatever. You have no idea. A lot of times you're making decisions based on super baseless things. The things that you think are the important elements are not the important elements at all. Me taking pictures and having a pretty Instagram and all of that is a minor element in my business's success. It's minor. Marketing is the major part. Marketing, the content is a minor part of marketing as a whole. A lot of times people are running to ads. I get a lot of messages Good God, I'm burping. I get a lot of messages from people who say, I just launched, I'm running ads, the ads aren't working. What else should I be doing? First of all, you shouldn't be running any ads. It doesn't make sense. If you're running ads right now, you just launched, doesn't make sense. If you aren't making sales, your sales have been inconsistent, you go days, weeks without making sales, makes no sense for you to be running ads. Your business has not proven to be viable yet. You want to start running ads when you have clarity or when your business has proven to be viable. When you are able to organically produce sales and organically build relationships with your audience, that is an indication that running ads will work for you. If it organically works, it will also work in a paid capacity. You can't make something just work just because you paid for it. That's not how business works. Just because you paid for it doesn't mean that it's going to automatically work. It needs to organically work. You need to already have people telling you how great it is. Already have people wanting to or actually giving you money, people who are already giving you positive feedback about their experience shopping with your brand. Your business needs to make sense before you start running ads, before you start putting money towards advertising and putting your business in front of other eyes. It doesn't make sense. Period. If you got ads running right now, especially if they ain't making no money, very little traffic, you weren't making money before you started running the ads, turn them off. Please. I beg you, you are wasting your time, your money. That time could be spent elsewhere. That money could be spent on improving your marketing, hiring somebody to create some content for you that might help with your organic efforts, hiring a coach, taking a class, even if that's an ads class, a marketing class, a sales funnel class, a Shopify class, something. That money could be used for something that is so much more beneficial, that could be a positive addition to your business, rather than you putting your business in front of more eyes without you having clarity as to whether or not it even makes sense just yet. So, long story short, there's a lot of things that are holding us back in e-commerce, that are preventing us from making money online. We have to stop thinking that the product should just sell itself, that the image, because it's pretty, should produce money for you. That's not always the case. People, we live in a world where Amazon exists, where people can go and get almost anything that they desire from Amazon, and they can get it in 2 days. So when you're thinking about the products you sell, the business you're about to start, whatever, anything in relation to your business, I want you to always be thinking about, how does this differ than them being able to buy that same product on Amazon, or buy that from my competitors, or buy that from another boutique that sells the same thing? What am I doing that's better or special or unique in comparison to all the others that are out there doing the same thing? If you can't answer those questions for you, you should not be expecting anything as a result of you taking action, because at the end of the day, those people already exist, or those brands already exist. They've done the legwork, they've built relationships with these people. People are going to always choose their brand over yours until you clarify what makes yours different or better or special or unique in comparison to theirs. Until you can say, why you think somebody should shop with your business, or why they should buy that product from your business instead of buying it from not Shopify, from Amazon, you shouldn't be expecting a specific result. You have to be able to be honest with yourself and say, this is exactly what I'm doing that's different, that's better, that's unique. And this is why my business or my products are going to stand out in this market. If you can't answer those questions for yourself right now, then I want you to, that's your homework for tonight. I want you to think about whatever you sell or whatever you're thinking about selling. Ask yourself, what is so special about it? Why did I need to add this to the world? And you might be thinking, well, I don't know. I just sell, like, I sell sweatpants, for example. I sell sweatpants. You can get sweatpants anywhere. You can get them anywhere, especially in this day and age. Like, the pandemic got everybody in loungewear. So as I'm selling something that is so common and something that they get, what is on my lip, that they can find anywhere, I'm always making sure that I clarify for myself, what does my content need to look like in order to stand out? What does my messaging need to sound like in order to attract my target audience? Who is my brand made for? So I'm not just like, yeah, I sell sweatpants and everybody loves sweatpants. Like, I can sell sweatpants to anybody, obviously. But in my marketing, I'm not like, everybody needs a pair of sweatpants. I'm thinking about exactly who I want to talk to when I am putting my products in front of these people, when I'm running ads. Who am I targeting specifically? And that way I don't have this feeling of like confusion around why I'm not getting a specific result or whatever the case may be. If I know that I created my brand with a specific audience in mind, then it makes my decision making a lot easier. The way that I photograph it, the captions, how they're written, the product descriptions, the type of words that I use, and so on and so forth. It makes so much more sense when I can clarify exactly who I'm talking to instead of being like, oh, everybody needs this. They're sweatpants. Like, who doesn't need another pair of sweatpants? Girl, none of us need another pair of sweatpants, but I want y'all to buy some, and I need to be clear about why y'all should buy them. So you need to think about that. Whatever you sell black dresses. Why in the world do they need another black dress? The saying, what is it? Something about a little black dress. You can never have enough little black dresses or something like that. Like, child, I feel like I can have too many, but if you want me to buy yours, I'm gonna need you to tell me why I need another one because I got a closet full at this point. You know what I'm saying? See, yes, exactly. There are people in this world who don't own sweatpants. Um, okay, let me answer a few of your questions, and then I'm gonna get off of here because my husband brought me some food, which was so nice of him, and I want to eat it. um, can y'all hear that? I feel I'm gonna tell myself that they are popping fireworks. Um, how do you get your store in front of people without ads? If your content is great, it naturally ends up in front of other people. So think about how we share quotes on our stories. We share memes in our stories, or we tag our friends when we see something that looks good, sounds good, and things of that nature. So people will organically find it, using not captions, hashtags and things of that nature, partnering with other brands, you sharing their content on your page and them sharing your content on their page, like cross promotion. That can help get your brand in front of other eyes. But not generally speaking, good content performs well. Right now we're in the season of Instagram Reels, using a trending sound, you dressed in whatever you sell, or if you don't have clothing, whatever it is that you sell, having that in your hand when you're doing whatever you're doing, the reel and things of that nature, helps to get your brand and your products in front of more people. So great content. That's literally the answer. How do you get over nerves? Like, do you share the ups and downs of your business as content as well? You definitely can. So I don't think I have as of recently, but I mean, there's definitely been times where so one of my brand values is humor. So even if I'm saying something that for me is like a negative, let's say, I'll find a way to make it like a funny situation. So like, let's say I went 3 days without making sales. I might write a caption like, man, it sure has been quiet around here for the last 3 days. I mean, we literally got zero sales. Are y'all asleep or what? Like, what's happening out there? Like, I might write a caption that kind of is humorous, but I'm dead serious. Like, where y'all at? I'm depressed because we ain't got no sales. What's happening over there with y'all? What y'all need us to do to get y'all to come back because we miss you? Here's 50% off. Here's 20% off. We're doing a giveaway. Here's a $50 gift card for the third person that comments on this post. Yeah, I find humor. I try to find me personally for my brand. I find humor in saying what's happening that's bad to me in my content, and just making it known like, hey, we having a hard time over here, and we can only do better with your support, literally. Things like that. But But if I don't run ads, how do I? Oh, okay. I kind of answered that one. That's a creative way to tie in the truth and brand values. Yep. Um, if a customer is charged with custom fees, do you as the business offer to pay it or let the customer pay for it? So I have only shipped out of the country, I want to say like 5 or 6 times. And typically the customer pays for it. I've never had an instance where the customer reached out to me to pay for it. Honestly, I wear very little clothing at home, maybe a dress or yoga pants. Gotcha. Um, 90% taking customer, you do 10%. Yes. I took a major L in the beginning of my business, especially not knowing who my target audience was. Now, baby, I know who I'm selling to. I love that. Yes. I feel like they threw lemons at me and I came out making lemonade. I love it. I have Woocommerce and I'm really debating on going to Shopify since you've worked on both platforms. Can Woocommerce apps compare to Shopify? Not really. Shopify is in completely its own lane. As a person who has used WooCommerce, Shopify is a totally different ball game. The amount of options that you get as far as apps and extensions that you can add to your store is immeasurable. It's crazy. Like, and if you don't like one, you add another one. Adding them is so seamless. It's amazing. I love it. If you want to get in contact with the people, like for example, I use a Shopify app called Back in Stock, which adds a button to any product page where the item is sold out. So the customer can click that button and say they want to get notified when the item is back in stock. So a couple days ago, I was on a couple of my product pages and I noticed that the button wasn't working. So I literally logged into my Shopify account or through the app through my Shopify account. And I contacted them and said, hey, I'm looking at my website right now, and there's a couple of product pages where the back in stock button is not showing. Could you guys help me with that? Within like 24 hours, they had fixed it. The button appeared on all the pages. It was so easy. It's even when you have issues, they make it so easy to get in contact with them. Not only every post shouldn't be just solely selling product, be personable with your customers. Yes, absolutely. Being personable is so important. I always say like it's important for you to sometimes be a person talking to a person. So yeah, I have to talk like a business owner, and during those difficult moments, let's say, I have to step up as the CEO of my business and protect my business and things of that nature. But most of the time in the comments and things like that, I'm a human talking to a human. Like being personable is so key. That's why as you clarify your branding and things like that, you want to think about your brand personality. How does your brand sound? If your brand was a person, how would your brand be described? And things like that. If the package has insurance on it, will the post office pay out if they cannot find the package? Yes, they will. If the post office cannot find a package, well, first of all, you file the claim. They are supposed to do like a search or whatever, and then they will tell you whether or not it was located or not. So then they'll send you a letter in the mail, and they'll either say your claim has been approved, and they'll send you a check, or they'll deny your claim, and then you would have to appeal it if you obviously disagree. With UPS, if I'm not mistaken, it's the exact same process. I found that filing a claim with UPS is a lot more seamless than USPS personally. But yeah, if it has insurance, they'll pay it out. Do you offer one-on-one coaching or consulting? Not at the moment. Right now, I'm only doing group coaching. Hold on, guys. I'm scrolling up. Make sure I didn't miss anything else at the top. I think I got it for the most part. Do you do live store reviews? I'm not sure what you mean by live store reviews. What is that? What does that mean? Have you ever done a live sale? No, I haven't. I've gone live a lot of times, but I've never done a live sale. Okay, I just need to keep going. Yes, Linda, you need to keep going. That's my aunt, y'all. Yes. Did you hire a bookkeeper or accountant? So I have a finance manager. She owns a like financial firm, and within her firm, she has an accountant. She has a bookkeeper. There's a couple of other things that she has that her team provides as a service as well. Taxes, they do my taxes and things of that nature. So I hired a finance manager, and I hired a finance manager because she's not just like managing my books and like managing my spending. She's also helping me to like strategize my goals and things of that nature for the year. Um, do you have to pay for the extra add-ons? Some of them. So Shopify has an app store, and some of the apps are free. Some of them you have to pay for. Do you refund missing packages marked delivered? I file a claim for them. And then based on what the claim, if I win the claim, USPS gives me a check in the amount of the order. So yes, I would refund them because technically I'm getting my money back. Just started watching you. How did you advertise market yourself when you first started your business? Instagram. I did a few pop-up shops. I have a great family. So my mom and my sister marketing my business. My mom works at a bank. So she keeps my business cards with her. So she always tells her clients about my business. My younger sister, one of them, she shopped with me a lot since I launched. So she wears my clothing to work. She's a teacher. So, she's always telling the other teachers about my business and things like that. So just Instagram, Facebook. I use my personal Facebook. I shared images of my products frequently on my personal page. And I will always tell people to follow my business on Instagram, to like my Facebook page. I would tell them like comment or tag someone who would love this sequin dress, or tag someone whose favorite color is purple or something like that. So I just was always taking constant action to put my products in front of as many people as possible without me overtly trying to sell to them. Boom, boom, boom. Like live audits of other stores. Oh, no, not really. I do them from time to time in my monthly membership, but not like openly, no. Um, should we hide like count on Instagram posts if we get like 10 likes average? Not necessarily. I don't think like numbers matter personally. How many apps do you think can be added without significantly slowing your site? I have no idea. So you just want to make sure that you have awareness of how slow your website is performing. You could contact like a developer and ask them, is there a way that you can increase your site speed without having to delete your apps and things like that? So I'm not sure. I have probably 7 or 8 apps that are running on my website currently. And my site speed isn't amazing. I think it's more so because of the size of my images on my website rather than the apps. But yeah, I'm not sure. How much were you making in revenue monthly when you hired your first employee? So my sister and my husband work with me full time. So my sister started with me in November, I think, November of last year. And in November of last year, I made $41,000. So up until, well, and that's a lot. My husband wasn't working with me full time yet, but my husband was working with me pretty consistently prior to that. Pretty much all of 2020, my husband was working with me. 2020, what year is this? 2021. So I would say like midway through 2020, my husband started working with me. Because that was when I really started needing help. So let's see, that would be like May, June. In May, I made $12,000. In June, I made 20,000, just a little bit over 20,000. So I was well into the five figures when I actually started like feeling like I needed help. Hello, Jans. I joined the monthly. No, it's there. The first point to start my business because I want to start building this. Yay. Yes, the monthly membership is a good option. If anybody's launching soon or preparing to launch or needs to relaunch, I'm having a 3-day launch boot camp next Friday through Sunday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I do a boutique launch boot camp every month. It's a 3-day class. So if anybody's interested, send me a DM on what's it called? Instagram. And I'll send you the link. You can read about it if you're interested. What app do you recommend for emails and texting? I use SMS Bump for text marketing, and I use Clavio for email marketing. Started my boutique in 2020. My sales are not where I want them to be, but I'm never going to give up. Keep going. Yes, keep going. That's the spirit. Use Shopify's image resizer. Yeah, I'm definitely going to start doing that because I think my images are too big. Hi, I'm from Trinidad and Tobago, and in the Caribbean, people don't really like to shop on locally owned website. They mostly like to shop on Facebook, Instagram. I've heard that before. How is that working for you? Is the Facebook and Instagram option working very well? How do I get more people to purchase on these site without running a lot of ads? You honestly can't. I always say you cannot convince someone to do something that they don't want to do, just naturally speaking. Think about all the things that you don't want to do and the things that nobody could absolutely not convince you to do. So in business, it's important that you remember that you can't force anybody to do anything that they don't want to do. And that's honestly one of those things where you have to decide, if I want people who are going to take a specific action, then what am I willing to try differently to get them to take that action? So, for example, let's say you were like, I'm willing to do the transaction through Facebook and Instagram. However, if you shop with me via my website, you'll save 15% off of your transaction or something like that. So sometimes sometimes you have to offer an incentive of some sort to get people to take the action that you want them to take. Because naturally speaking, some people just generally don't want to do a thing. That's right. I won't give up because this is what God has called us to do. Glad you aren't giving up. Yes. Boutique only for the 3-day class? No. So I've had plenty of other types of businesses that have taken the class. You do not have to just be a boutique. Do you recommend having someone set up Clavio for business? Nah, you can set up Clavio yourself. You definitely don't need anyone else to do it for you. I mean, obviously, if you want it to get done fast and, as quickly as possible without you having to really learn it, then you could pay somebody. But I think, after you pay somebody to set it up, you still have to learn it. So I think it's just smarter to learn it yourself. Will the 3-day boot camp work for service-based brands? No, it's just for product, Karen. Not really for service-based. Hi, is your coaching best for clothing boutiques that sell stationary products? Not necessarily. I've coached product-based businesses in general. I can't say that I've ever coached anyone who sold stationery, but I've coached clothing, shoes, accessories, kids clothing, candles, home goods. What are these things called? The little pins, used goods, like thrifted goods. What else? I've had someone who sold plants. What else? Skincare, hair care. So yeah, products in general. Thanks. Yeah, so far it's working, but I just want to get more sales. Gotcha. What's your biggest regret when it comes to your boutique? My biggest regret would be, that's a good question. My biggest regret would be, hmm, 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 hmm. That's a really good question. I honestly would say like playing scared. That was my biggest regret. I was holding myself back from making money because I was scared to spend the money. So like last year, the first quarter of the year, or the first 4 months of the year, those were the last months where I made four figures in a month. Those first 3 months, I was going back and forth between like $1,000, $2,000, back down to $1,000, and that was just like kind of like my norm. And that was solely based on how much I was comfortable with spending. Not knowing what the result would be. I had all this apprehension, all this like fear of the unknown, basically. So in January, February, March, April. In April, I decided that I was going to start buying more inventory than I typically would. Not in everything. Like I chose one thing or a couple of things, and I just decided to buy more colors and a couple more packs than typical. And that March, I made like $1,200, and then that April, I made like $7,000, and I was like, oh my God. And it was literally like, Chance, if you had just bought the stuff a while ago, we could have been doing this. And then after that, May, that was my first 5 figure month. And it was solely because I now had enough inventory. I felt comfortable with marketing. I felt comfortable with all these things. I was just still very scared to invest the money, scared of the unknown, all of that stuff. So yeah, I regret not spending the money. That's really it. What's all in the 3-day launch class? So here I'll put the link to it in the chat box for you guys if you want to check out the page. So the first day we cover pretty much like everything related to your brand and like foundational stuff. So creating your brand core, making sure you understand your mission, vision, values, brand purpose, things like that, and how those elements play a role in your business and how you can utilize them to build your business. We talk about market research, what it means to do market research and how to do market research, clarifying who your competitors are, and then clarifying what your value proposition or what your differentiating factors will be from your competition. Um, what else do we cover on day one? What else do we cover on day one? Creating your vision. So clarifying exactly where you want to go in business. Because a lot of times we start and it's just like, oh, I love clothes. I love this. I love that, blah, blah, blah. I just want to start a business. And we're not really thinking about where we want to go long term. So clarifying your vision. And then there's something, oh, pre-launching, what it means to pre-launch. So a lot of times launching for new business owners, they think they could throw up, a coming soon flyer, and then the launch is just when they finally open the doors to their business. So we talk about what it means for you to pre-launch, creating a plan prior to you launching, what it looks like for you to grow an audience prior to your launch, and things of that nature. Day two, we talk about merchandise, choosing the right merchandise, pricing your merchandise appropriately. So we start talking about numbers, goal setting, what it means to create a realistic goal, um, how to set a realistic goal. We talk about social media and content marketing. So content strategy, not just how to create content, but how to strategically create content. Social media, what it means to use social media for business and not just using social media, because a lot of times we use social media in our regular everyday life. We use it for talking to our friends, and we use it for sharing our selfies and sharing our vacation pictures and stuff, but we've never used it for business. So we talk about what it means to use social media for business and for the purpose of acquiring new customers, or acquiring customers, acquiring leads, building trust with our audience, things like that. And then day three, we talk about Shopify. We build a Shopify website. I show you what type of apps I'm using and why I use them and what they're good for. And email marketing. We talk about emails, how to acquire emails, or different ways to acquire emails. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. The last is email marketing and Shopify. So yeah, that's it. It's a lot, but very beneficial. It's like literally a 3-day crash course in what it means to effectively launch. Because a lot of times we're just like, I'm starting a store, y'all. Make sure you follow my boutique at my boutique on Shopify or on Instagram. We launch on the 27th. Make sure y'all tell y'all friends. And then we don't pop back up again until the 27th. And it's like, girl, what did you expect to be the result of that? That don't make no sense. But yeah, so that's it. Um, um, how do you get your shipping costs at a good rate? It's hard. I mean, you really can't control it, honestly. The shipping is going to be automatically calculated based on the distance between you and the customer, and then also based on the um weight of the package. So if you want to control it, you could do like you could use just USPS flat rate, and that way the cost will be based on the package that you put it in, and it's just like a flat amount across. So like the small package would be $7, the medium would be, let's say, $8, and then the large would be $9. I'm just making these numbers up, but it will always be there as long as the item can fit into the package. Or you can just set it to a specific amount. You can say all shipping is $8, all shipping is $9. And sometimes it might end up being you might end up having to pay out of pocket. So there really is no easy way to control it. USPS and UPS keep going up on their rates. So it's like the hardest thing to control. Um uh He was scared. I would have never thought, girl. Yeah, I still be scared to this day. Like even buying all that inventory that I buy now, I still be scared and be like, Lord have mercy. Am I gonna make the money back, Lord? How long is it gonna take? I am always scared. This is gonna be good. How much class? The boutique launch boot camp is $997. When signing up for the monthly membership, would we get access to the other videos? Yes, you get access to everything. Uh, Oops, don't tell my business. I document a lot, but I've been feeling overwhelmed with what to share and when. So basically, overthinking. We do that a lot. We overthink a ton, for sure. I know the feeling. You are not alone. You can yep, access to everything. I'm switching to ShipStation. I've noticed they have the cheapest rates. Yeah, I've used ShipStation, I've used Shippo, and I think that might be it. Shippo, ShipStation. Have I used Pirate Ship? I don't know. I know I've used ShipStation and Shippo. I've launched 6 months ago, but I feel like I'm stuck. I get sales, but not consistent at all. Watch all your videos, so I have an idea as to what's next, but I ain't gonna lie. It's a lot of work. It is absolutely a lot of work. When's episode 2 coming out? Oh, episode 2 will be out next Tuesday. So that's the 26th, I believe. Let's see. I might be lying. Yeah, next Tuesday. So the 26th. What's something you see a lot of boutique owners doing wrong? Um, I would say a big one is not having diversity in their content. Like every single piece of content looks the same, and obviously they're trying to sell something. And for me, I can tell when there's no strategy being implemented. It's just like, oh, I know I need to post. If I want to sell something, I feel like I should post it. So they just be posting. Every piece of content looks the same. Every caption is written the same. I can tell that they're just trying to make a sale, not necessarily trying to build a relationship with their audience. So I think that's one of the biggest things that I see. Not trying to build a relationship and just trying to sell. I will also say like just blending in with all the rest. So a lot of times when people start, they all have, the paper backdrop. I always talk about like people having the the flower walls, and they got the little chair to the side or a little table that has the vase with the flowers in it. Everybody's content just blends in with everybody else's, and it makes no sense. So a lot of times they're blending in instead of standing out because they think, oh, my favorite boutique does X, Y, and Z, therefore I'm going to do the exact same thing. So I would say those two things. Great video, niece. Thank you, Auntie Linda. I use Pirate Ship and they just added UPS, so that's exciting. Oh yeah, that's good. Have you noticed that 3 products on your landing page do not have an image? No. Which landing page are you talking about? I'm not sure which landing page you're referring to. I'm not sure which one you're talking about. What else you guys got before I go eat my food? And shipping rates for Shippo and Shopify are basically the same. So I use Shopify now for my shipping because I what's it called? I have the $79 plan on Shopify now, so I save more money on my shipping. But when I was on the $29 plan, I was saving more money by using like, ShipStation and Shippo and all those things. So yeah. Your homepage. On my boutiques page or on the Boutique Academies page? I'm gonna go look. The product that I chose. Oh, my boutique page. Okay, I'm gonna have to look. Thank you. The product, the bottom 3. I have no idea. I have no idea. If you can, send me a DM of what you see, because I see all the pictures, so I don't know which page or what you're not seeing. I gotta figure it out. The product that I choose to sell, I allowed to add on the product and still selling it. The product that I choose to sell, am I allowed to add on the product and still sell it? I'm not understanding your question. I think there might be a word missing or something in your question. I'm not sure what you're asking. I'm confused. So the next episode of my docu-series will be out on the 26th. And then we're gonna do a new episode of what I learned on Wednesday. So yeah. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Gotcha. Oh, okay. I see it. Thank you. You're missing the product images. I remember a while back you said you gave your top customers their own discounts. Do you still do that? Do I still do that? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So I gave my top customers a discount. I also have a rewards program now too as well. So my customers can get rewarded for spending money. They also can get money for referring people to my business. So basically anybody can get some money or a discount these days. Can I alter the product and still sell it? Oh, yeah, you can. Yeah. If you want to offer like a pre-order to just your VIP email subscribers, is there an app you recommend for that? So I don't know of any. I know that there are apps for the purpose of setting up pre-orders. But I don't do pre-orders, so I don't have any apps that I could recommend for that. I don't do pre-orders. Do you still have updated plus size clothing vendors? I don't have any. I don't have like a vendors list or anything anymore. I also shop with like the same vendors over and over again now. So I don't do very much vendor research at this point in business. You're welcome. All right, guys. Well, this was a nice chat. I'm gonna go eat my food now because it's getting real cold. I hope y'all enjoyed this chat. If y'all have any questions or anything, let me know. Feel free to follow me on Instagram. Like I said, I go live on there a lot. I share a lot of information over there. So if you're not following me, definitely follow me over there. I placed my first order today. Oh, thank you. So sweet. Thank you. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. I'll be back on Wednesday with a new video. So be sure to check that out. And until next time, see y'all. Bye.